Hello folks, and welcome back to another Blue Monkey Forensics video. In this video, we are going to look at the Magnet Virtual Summit 2025 CTF answers for the Chrome Takeout questions. For solving these questions, I pretty much used only the free tools that come with most Linux systems, namely the command line tools, the Firefox browser, and the Thunderbird mail application. Let's take a look at the structure of the Takeout folder. In the top level, there is one HTML file named archive_browser.html, and then a bunch of folders and subfolders. The folders are named pretty much for what they are, which is access log activity, calendar, drive, Google account, Google Photos, mail, apps, YouTube, and YouTube Music. I want to highlight the My Activity folder, which has subfolders for Chrome, Maps, Search, Takeout, YouTube, etc. These folders will hold probably most of the answers that we seek. Let's take a look at the archive browser.html file. First thing up on top is the name of the account, in this case ruthonthego98@gmail.com. And you can see that there are categories on the left which matches all the folders we just saw. And if we clicked on one of them, like the My Activity, then you will want to click on the Exported Files tab, where you will see the subfolders that range from ads all the way down to YouTube. And then you can subsequently expand these out to reveal the HTML files, which will be helpful in solving the CTF. Question 1. How many emails were in the inbox at 2024-11-19, 12/21/26 Eastern Standard Time? When I first saw the reference to the inbox, I immediately went to the mail folder and looked at the inbox there. But that didn't actually make any sense regarding the specific date and time unless the mailbox had that as the timestamp when it was captured. So I actually counted out the emails. They all look like they're unread, but that is not the correct answer. So then, just like what I did for the Android Takeout questions, whenever I was unclear about a question that had a specific timestamp, I would use the grep tool to find the timestamp in the takeout files. So let's go ahead and grep-IRL for 12/21/26. And this comes back with only one hit. So when I look at the resulting HTML file, the very first entry has the timestamp that we are interested in. And the title of the page is the Gmail inbox with 16 unread emails. So the flag is 16. Question 2. What was searched at 2024-11-12 at 2017-13 Eastern Standard Time? So I started this one searching for the exact timestamp again. So I did a grep-IRL of 2017-13. But I got no results. So then I thought maybe it's because the timestamps were written out in GMT instead of EST. So I tried to convert them to GMT by doing grep-IRL of 001713, which got me nothing. Then I tried grep-IRL of 011713, which came back with a CSV file. And then look at this file. I didn't see anything that would give me an answer for what I was looking for. So I started to look at the archive_browser.html file. Specifically, I went into the My Activity search folder, right, since this is asking for searching. And then as I scanned down the entries, I noticed that the timestamps uses AM/PM notation and not the 24-hour notation. So I adjusted my search and did a grep of -IRL 8/17/13. And then the only resulting thing that came back was from the image search folder. And then once I looked into this file, the one and only entry has the timestamp that we're looking for. And so the flag is iPhone aesthetic wallpaper. Question 3. What was the model of the Kia in the advertisement? So once again, I'm just going to start off with grep-IRL of Kia. And this comes back with a bunch of hits. So let's just start from the top down. Looking at the first file, which is an image file, I see that it's a picture of socks. So not really a Kia automobile. So moving on to the second It's the My Activity file in the YouTube folder. And then I search for the term Kia, and looks like the hit is here. So the flag is Sorrento. Question 4. Who did this user communicate with most frequently? I started this one with looking at the archive_browser.html file for any Google chats or messages. But both of those categories had no data. Then I thought maybe the question is referring to the email communications, so I looked at the mailbox. The only humans that Ruth emailed with was Gregory Fields and Mary Jones. But it looks like from some emails that they had also tried to communicate via Discord. And there was no Discord information in this Chrome Takeout. So I also looked at the contacts, and there was an entry for Gregory and 2 for Mary. So it's just going to start by guessing Mary Jones and then Gregory Fields. And it turns out the first guess of Mary Jones was the flag. Question 5. What is the name of the shoes created? So once again, I'm going to start with using a grep. So grep IRL of shoe. And opening the first return document, we see that the user had used Gemini to create a shoe ad. And the flag is floppers. Question 6. What was the name of the shirt company? So same deal here. I didn't know where to start, so just start with grep. So grep-IRL of shirt. And opening the first document and then doing a find for the word shirt, we see that once again, the user is using Gemini to create an ad. And the flag is type shirt. Question 7. What is the shoe image named with file extension? So I'm assuming that the shoe refers to the floppers we just saw in a prior question. So I'm just going to go ahead and scan up in this HTML page. And I see this photo for the shoe. And when I basically try to save the photo, in the pop-up panel, we see that the name of the file is F1, 2C, B7, 6D, AA, D6, C8, D1.png. Question 8. What is the account user ID? So for this one, I went and looked at the archive_browser.html file under the Google account section. And then pretty much the Google account ID is listed right here. So the flag is 252838291214. Question 9. What was the user's birthday? So in the same document that we just looked at, the Google account page is the birthday. So put in the format that they want. The flag is 1998-12-18. Question 10. What was the last app installed from the Play Store? All right, looking at the archive_browser.html, there is a Google Play Store section here. And the HTML file doesn't have a hyperlink. So let's look at it via the browser or file explorer, depending on what OS you're using. And opening up the installs.json file, we look at the install dates. And unfortunately, it is not sorted, so I have to actually look at the entire thing. And then after I done scrolling through the entire file, turns out that the very last entry is actually the one with the latest date. And so if you look here, we see that the name of the app was Clash Royale. Question 11. How long is the video watched on 2024-11-17 at 10:04:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? All right, like the other questions where there was a specific timestamp, I'm just going to go ahead and grep that timestamp. And it comes back with a few hits. Let's go ahead and start from the top with the add/myactivity.html. And looking at that HTML file, we see that the first entry has a timestamp that we are looking for. And then clicking on the link goes to YouTube, where we can see the video length of 29 minutes and 24 seconds. Note that I needed the internet for this particular question, as I was not able to get the length of the video any other manner. Question 12. Who was the user's boss? So from the mailbox that we looked at earlier, we saw that Gregory Fields was the person that Ruth seems like she was reporting to. And he wants to see her because apparently Ruth did something that was not good, like lose her files. So my guess for the flag is Gregory Fields. Question 13. What was the marketing website used after the shameless search? All right, so since the question asked about search, I went to the My Activity and then search folder and then started to look through the HTML file. There are articles about being hacked, but that's not shameless. I continue down the list. There's something about resume building with AI and resume services. So that's still not shameless in my opinion. But we'll come back to these if I don't see anything else. Then I see this search about cheating the system with AI. All right, that's now crossed into the shameless zone. So that's on top of my list. And I'm going to go ahead and scan down to the end of the file to make sure that really isn't anything else of interest, which there isn't. So let's go back up to the cheating the system search there. And then look at the search above it, which gives us the flag of pipedrive.com. Question 14. What was the IP address attached to the sketchy email address? So not sure I understand what a sketchy email address is. So I'm just going to look for all email addresses referenced in the takeout folder. So I'm going to go ahead and do a grep, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a regular expression for emails. I'm going to do a grep -R HO capital E. The -R is for recursive. The -H is for no header. So basically just don't print out any file names. And -O is only for matching. So only print out the matching part of the line. So in this case, just the email address. This way we won't get extraneous stuff that we don't really need. And then -E is for regular expressions. So the expression we want to type in is double quote, \B, open bracket, capital A to capital Z, lowercase a to lowercase z, 0 to 9, dot, underscore, percent, plus, dash, n bracket, plus, ampersand, open bracket, capital A through capital Z, lowercase a through lowercase z, 0 to 9, dot, dash, n bracket. And then we're going to do a plus, \dot, and then open bracket, capital A through capital Z, lowercase a through capital Z, close bracket, open braces, 2, 6, close braces, \B, ending the double quote. All right, so this is going to output anything that matches what's considered to be an email address, right? So any bunch of acceptable alphanumerics, at a bunch of alphanumerics, dot, and then 2 to 6 letters for the top level domain name. And then basically what I want to do is pipe that output to sort and then unique. So I'm only going to see each email once. So now this comes out with a whole ton of emails, right? Because this takeout has basically seen a whole bunch of emails. And so I'm going to go ahead and scan through this and pick out what I consider to be possibly sketchy emails. So looking down here, I see 20abuse@mandrill.com. I don't know what that is. That could be sketchy. This thing, CSA-complaints@eco.de. Maybe that's sketchy. I don't know. And actually, this one definitely is sketchy. Hackergotyou@proton.me. All right, and I'm looking through the rest of the file, and I don't see anything else that's sketchy. So let's go with hackergotyou, right, and see where we go from here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do grep of hackergotyou, and then it returns the email mailbox. So I'm going to go ahead and open it in Thunderbird, and we see the email right here. So let's take a look at the source, and we see that the email is sent from the IP in question, which is the flag of 185.70.40.130. Question 15. At the following time, 2024-09-26, 212103, what was the geolocation of this user's IP address? Okay, once again, specific timestamp. So I'm going to do a grep of -IRL 212103. And basically we get the subscriber info file. So let's go ahead and open it. And then we scroll down to the timestamp in question, and we see that the geolocation is the flag of US, District of Columbia, Washington. All right, so these are the answers to the Chrome Takeout section of the Magnet Virtual Summit 2025 CTF. As I mentioned in my other CTF write-ups, there are different ways that one can find the answers, and so these are just what worked for me. Hope you were able to pick up something different than how you solve these. For another CTF video that I know you will enjoy, watch this video here. And make sure you click on the blue monkey to subscribe to keep my ego inflated. Thanks for your time and happy hunting.